Now, joining us to give further perspective on this development story is Kunle Olawumi, a professor of global security studies. He joins us from Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. We thank you so much for joining us at this time, sir.
So yeah, it doesn't go. Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, to begin with, the implications of this attack on the country's federal capital is quite damning. Who should be held responsible for it?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. It's very simple. The country has security advisors. They have the military. They have the Department of State Services. What happened at Kuje actually is within the purview of the security agencies in Abuja.
Okay, all right. So, but now, what advice will you give to the federal government? Do you think heads should roll if there is to be a restructuring of the security architecture of the country?
Oh, definitely. When something like this happens at the federal capital, which is the seat of the president, commander in chief of the armed forces, heads must roll because this is a threat to his life. If the insurgents or the terrorists cooperate freely in Abuja environment, I think heads must roll. If I were the commander in chief of the armed forces, I have to ask some of my security team to step aside.
Okay, all right. A lot of people are of this perspective that Nigerian security is being played with, is being used as politics. Could we say that this is an example because of what you wrote out? Because if we remember in the statement that was released by Garba Shehu, the president was seen questioning that why are the CCTV cameras installed not working?
Yeah, I mean, this is not the first time that we have this kind of attack. You know, what you saw at Kuje definitely have insiders collaboration. Just like what happened at the Nigerian Defense Academy. People inside that prison were giving them coordinates, were switching off necessary gadgets, collaborating with them. Definitely, there are insiders that actually work with the terrorists. And that is why, technically, if you look at the casualties, very low. When you see such statistics, after that very heavy bombing and attack, and the casualties just less than four, it means that there are insiders that actually knew that they were coming and they were just paving
So
the way
how
for
would
them.
you propose these insiders should be dealt with?
I think we wait for the investigation. There are a lot of gadgets in Abuja that must have picked up some of the conversation between the terrorists and also the insiders that are working with them. There's no way they could have done that without somebody inside. So I know that the investigation will reveal this very soon. And I'm very sure that the commander-in-chief of the armed forces is going to do the needful to be within his purview to decide what to do with them. But I know that Nigeria has the capacity to actually investigate and find out those people that are collaborating with the
Okay,
terrorists in
all
this
right. But
case.
just final question just before we let you go. We have a group coming out to say it boldly that they are the ones responsible for this attack, and it's made known to the public. What do you think they are trying to derive from that, making it known that they are the one behind the attack? And are they trying to get the federal government to do something for them?
Yeah, I don't really want to speculate, but when you look at what happened during the Kaduna Abuja railway hijack and the terrorist attack on the train, the terrorists said that they don't want people to be released to them, and it's like they were able to achieve that, and they are telling the government that okay, you didn't want to give us our men, but we now have them. So they are announcing to them that even though you did not accede to our demands, but we have found a way to do it. This is a great embarrassment to the security outfit. It's a great embarrassment to Nigeria. The trust of the civil society is waning fast, and I don't think anybody feels safe anymore in Nigeria. And I want to believe that there's need for the federal government to do something drastic in this instance, to be able to restore the faith, confidence, and trust of the civil society back to the federal
All right, we
government.
thank you so much for your input. And that's
Thank you
Professor
very much.
Kunle Olawumi, Professor of Global Security Studies. We thank you so much for part of Galaxy TV News.